Hi, I'm Glenn Beauchamp. I'm the founder and managing director of Beauchamp Group. Hi, Sue. Talking about hiring and growing a team is absolutely critical. Tell us a bit about your first hires at Tap Into Safety, Sue.
Well, we are just 2 years old. For the first 11 months, it was the founder and myself, my husband Jeff, and we had outsourced our dev work to an agency. That particular agency ran into a bit of trouble. The founder wasn't doing terribly well. The staff quit or were made redundant as the business was going through a real downturn back to the founder only. And as that happened, we hired them because we knew that those developers were the ones that were working on our platform. So my first hires were from the agency because I knew that team would work together. And as it's turned out, very, very good idea. Yeah, excellent. We then hired a fourth ex-staff member from the same agency who was no longer working there. And then we brought in a developer on a scholarship. And so we've continued to grow. So we're now a team of 10. So we're rapidly growing and there's more coming.
Hiring is a challenge, and certainly particularly as a startup in your first hires. Tell us a bit about your experience and some advice you provide and perhaps an incident or a difficult hire that you made that didn't go according to plan, Sue.
At all times, use whatever funding you can get to hire. So the scholarship idea, ACF Foundation scholarship is amazing. You get access to university, say usually third year students, or TAFE, end of sort of qualification students. They must be enrolled, but you pay 2/3 of their salary as a scholarship stipend and everything else is covered, including on costs. And you can have them full-time for a year or as little as 6 months, and you can keep extending, and you can have as many hours as you want as well, and you can keep extending. So that is an amazing way of getting in the youngest and brightest, and of course we're dealing with developers and animators and we need that at a fraction of the cost. And it's awful to say, but if you don't like what you get, you can return it for a refund or you can return it for another one, which is awful. But you know, they actually give you the best quality, so that's awesome. We also assist students, and they may not be young, they may be getting slightly older, who are upskilling, and we hire them as students on a part-time role so they can continue studying. And that way then they can only work a certain number of hours, it's less cost for you, you've got them for the whole time they're studying, they're loyal because they've got the job that they want, and when they finish, you're likely to bring them in a full-time role. So we do a lot of that. We also use work experience, and you can use work experience out of the TAFE and out of the universities as well. A lot of qualifications have to have some work experience. That's free, so use that.
Yeah, absolutely wonderful.
Yeah.
So, as a startup, having the resources available because you've got multiple spinning plates, how do you manage, lead, coach someone who's obviously not that experienced from a work experience perspective?
Yeah.
And get them productive and those sorts of things. So you're not spending a lot of time leading your manager. It's difficult in a startup.
Yeah, I'm really lucky. One of the hires that I have, I hired him as a project and development manager, but within 6 months I've literally promoted him to general manager. He has had experience with work experience before. They're quite used to it. We bring them in, we induct them, because obviously you have to make sure your paperwork's in place because you're highly responsible for these people. And we try and include them as much as possible. We bring them into our staff meetings. We make sure we take them out to lunch when we go out and get lunch occasionally. We sit up 5 o'clock on a Friday and have a beer together and involve them a little. Make sure that we've got a set bit of work we want them to do, and it seems to work. Yeah. But it's because my team's used to using before. Yeah. That helps.
Yeah. Fantastic.
Yeah.
People are critical to your business. Some advice in terms of lessons learned from your first 2 years and going on that growth curve?
I had several people in my ear in the last few months saying to me, or the last 6 months saying to me, you really need to hire a business development manager so that they can take care of the sales. The lesson learned from that is until you have mainstream sales, no one is going to be able to sell your product, service, application, whatever, better than the founder. We tried a BDM for 3 months. nothing came out of it. I ended up doing more work and doing just as many sales calls as I was before. And I'm finding that actually that advice was completely wrong, and that I really should just continue doing what I'm doing, because your early customers are buying your product or service because of the founder.
Yes.
Yes. So, yeah, we won't be looking for a BDM for a while.
Yep. Going forward, Sue, what's the culture that you're looking to create at Tap Into Safety, and I guess the journey and why people should embark and look at a career with a startup like Tap Into Safety?
Well, we're currently looking for a digital marketer. We had one and we're so unhappy that she's gone, but she wanted a full-time job and we couldn't offer that just yet. We could only offer part-time. So I'm recruiting, I'm actually interviewing on Monday. I've literally put an ad on Seek. I can't afford an agency to do it for us. We have to do it ourselves. So that's just the way it is. We will be looking to grow as well. We'll need more account managers. We'll need, all sorts of staff, particularly with the mental health stuff that we're doing. We're going to need definitely more staff and so on going forward. And possibly a BDM again then to sell that product, but probably not for a while. Why would you come and work for Tap Into Safety? Why does my team stay? Even though we're running a business out of a house that isn't a fancy office, we're probably not paying them anywhere near enough. They work long, long, long hours. I really think it's because of the flat structure. Even though we have a corporate structure, we know who CEO is, who manager is, managers, their titles only. Every single employee knows they're absolutely pivotal for the work that they do, and every person knows that they have a voice. And if you actually respect the person to have a voice, even if they're your 18-year-old animator, then they feel valued, they feel like it's their company. And the most amazing thing has happened that I absolutely blew my socks off, and I don't know how this happened, but it has happened. I'm talking to my staff and they're saying, our business is awesome, we're going to do this, it's really important that we do this for our business and our. And I'm thinking, when did that happen? When did you suddenly decide that it was ours rather than me employing you for mine?
Yes.
Awesome.
Yeah. Ownership.
And really concerned about what they do and don't do in the business. Yeah, so they're now highly responsible, and that goes right down to the lowest, or not lowest, but youngest member in earliest hire or latest hire, if you know what I mean.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
And the future is always a difficult thing to predict. What's the plan and future growth forecast for Tap Into Safety, and I guess the journey that you're hoping to celebrate and look forward to having people being a part of?
Well, we're going to have to hire as we need to support the business as it's growing in terms of the two divisions now, the mental health side and the safety side. I'm not looking to hire for hiring's sake. I think we only hire as you need and desperately need. We are obviously looking to go global, there's no question, and we believe probably the mental health go global quicker than the safety. Whether we'd use resellers, which we're testing at the moment in international market, not sure it's really the way. Whether we'll have to set up little mini offices everywhere, probably. Yeah, that's our next thing to think about. It's likely that we'll be having to place someone in the eastern states because our major customers are actually in the eastern states, and then we'll see from there. So it's hard to do crystal ball, but really I can probably only think about that sort of 1 year out, and I think if I'm trying to think anything further, you're really just gazing, aren't you?
Yeah. Great journey. Thank you.
Thanks.